There's a workout video format on YouTube that consistently gets channels monetized when it's done the right way. And the reason I know this is because it's been monetized in channels for over a year and it's still working. This original channel I could find started over a year ago with this format. They now have about 88 videos in this niche and over 58 million views and 1.3 million subscribers. Some months later, another channel adapted the exact same format but made a small visual change. This channel launched 6 months ago, uploaded 53 videos, and used a gray version of this character, gaining them nearly 450,000 subs and over 35 million views. Then another creator took the same underlying workout format but upgraded the presentation entirely to a human style character. They were created about 5 months ago, uploaded about 25 videos, and have gained over 30,000 subscribers and over 2 million views. If you do research, you could find several more successful channels using this format, just with slight variation. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the entire process of how you can do this for yourself using AI and my workflows, which make this super easy without needing any animation skills or, to be honest, any skills whatsoever. So when you look at these channels, what you will notice is that each of them actually sit on a different focus. For example, Yellow Dude is calisthenics, Captain Workout is more bodybuilding focused, Fasted Fred is more for fasting and fat loss. The first thing you need to do is choose your angle. In order to do this, I've provided you with a list of about 30 different angles you can take. This is not the only angles you could take. This is just to get your ideas flowing. I'll leave a link for this document in the description. This is the document I'll be using throughout this video. So I'll go ahead to go free, which is fat loss. So the next thing you need to do is get video ideas for your channel. So the way you go about getting ideas for your video is come into the Word documents and then copying this prompt. This is a simple prompt I made for you that'll give you pretty good results. You want to take that prompt, copy it, come back to ChatGPT and paste it in. Now, once you have that prompt pasted in, you do want to go ahead and make it customized to your needs, and then go ahead to click enter. So now, just like that, it's gone ahead to give me all the different video ideas in the different styles that I asked for. So from this list, all you need to do is choose your video idea that you want to work with and then write it down in a page or Notion where you're keeping notes. So now, once you have your video idea, the one I chose was why arm fat is stubborn and the real fix. What you need to do is generate the script for your video. I'm going to show you an easy way you could do it. So the first thing you would need to do is copy this prompt that I made specifically for these type of videos in terms of their structure, and then you're going to come on over to ChatGPT. Once on ChatGPT, you're going to paste in that prompt, and all you need to do within that prompt is where it says video idea. All you want to do is paste in your video idea. Though I do recommend you go through the prompt and read through it and see if there's anything you would like changed, if there's anything you would like edited, make the prompt your own. Other than that, from here, all you need to do is just click enter, and just like that, ChatGPT will begin generating your video scripts for you in a way that mirrors the successful scripts of these types of channels. So from here, what you can do is copy the first part of your script, paste it in a document where you do your scripting, and make any changes you want done manually. Now, there's one thing I need to say, and I need to be very specific about this. If you are going to the fitness niche, please make sure you do have some sort of education about fitness. You don't want to just take what ChatGPT says and take it as is, and you have no idea anything about fitness or what you're talking about. At least be willing to do the research to ensure the information is correct, or be somewhat interested or educated within the niche. So now the next thing you need to do is generate the visuals for your video. Now, of course, I have an easy way for you to do this and an even easier way for you to do this. So in order to generate the visuals, you first need to understand, okay, what type of visuals you want. You need a visual storyboard. So in order to do this, you just want to ask ChatGPT this prompt, and I will leave that prompt, of course, in that document here for you to utilize. The prompt pretty much tells it to generate you those visuals that you need, and here where it says I will upload below, you do this if you're doing this in a different GPT, but if you're doing it in the same one, the same tab where you generated the script, then you could simply just remove this section and hit enter. It tells you the part of the script, so that's the first line in the hook. Let's kill the biggest lie in fitness right now. And then it tells you what to use for your image prompt. Bold outline character popping a red stamp that says myth over a gym background. So you could use this to generate your image, and then it also goes ahead to tell you how you could animate this image. The next thing you need to do is generate your character, and I'm going to show you how you could do this super easily. What you would need to do is come on over to OpenArt. I will leave the link for it in the description, and then once on OpenArt, you want to ensure that you're in the image section here, and then you want to click where it says create image, and then where it says model or character, you want to click switch and ensure you are using Nano Banana, and then where it says prompt here, you want to use my custom prompt that I created for you, which makes this super easy. So you're going to come back over to the document under generator character prompt, and then you're going to go ahead to copy this entire prompt. You're going to come back on over to OpenArt, and then you're going going to paste it in. And just to prove to you how this prompt works, I'm going to show you how it can generate this exact same character. When you paste in this prompt, if you leave everything at its default, I'll go ahead to click generate one image, and I'm going to ensure that I have it at the 16:9 ratio and hit create. Now that it's done generating, as you can see, we have quite a similar version to his version. So what you want to do when you're generating your character is you do want to make changes to this prompt. If I scroll down to where it says face and identity, you could change whatever you want. Let's say, for example, we want to give him glasses over his eyes. Clothing, I'll go ahead to change it from shorts to black athletic long pants. You could change it to whatever you want. For his skin tone, we have the default color, but here I'm going to now change this from a yellow to a bright red. You could even change the actual style of it from comic to perhaps if you want it to be more anime, if you want it to look more human, like how Faceless Fred does it. But whatever you do, do not change the core body type. This is the muscly body frame that they utilize in these videos. So with our changes, I'll go ahead to click create. And now let's see what this is going to look like. Simply done. So use this prompt to generate your character, because this is the character you're going to use to help you create the visuals. And once you're happy with your character, you can go ahead to just download it to your PC. So now you could really use these image prompts to help you create your scenes using the character that you created before. So let's say we want to generate the first scene. So you'd go ahead to copy this image prompt, come on back over to Nano Banana. And in this section, what you want to do is you want to remove this previous prompt that we used. And then you're going to paste in this prompts. And I'll make a few changes. You always want to make a few changes to your prompt. So I would take out where it says bold outline character and just keep it to character. And then instead of popping a red stamp, I'll say holding a red stamp that says myth. And keep in mind that all of these videos, they don't actually have any background. It's always just a plain background. So where it says over a simple gym background, I would remove this and just say over a pick a color. I could say a plain gray background. Now you want to use a reference so it knows the type of character you're speaking about. So in order to do this, you could just drag your character here and add him in. From here, ensure you have the size selected for widescreen and hit create. And now as you can see, just like that, your first visual is created. And that's what you'd want to keep doing. You'd keep wanting to head on over to your script visual prompt from GPT, come back over to OpenArt, and then you would just paste in the new prompts and generate your image. And then you just keep doing that till you have all your visuals generated. This process can be a bit tedious. I do have a way easier and more streamlined way to do this that I'll be sharing with you. So for this example, I'll use the same character, but this time I'll use one without glasses. So I'll just go ahead to download this character. Then from here, what you want to do is utilize my visual style recreator GPT. You could find it in the link in the description. It is within my paid community. And then you want to click onto that link. This GPT allows you to recreate the video style, not copy, but recreate the video style using your own inputs for any faceless YouTube video and any channel. So I'll walk you through the steps. What you want to do is click where it says begin. Then it's going to ask you to upload 5 to 10 screenshots from the YouTube video whose style you want to recreate. So for example, we'll go to one of his videos, the one we chose to utilize. So what you want to do is just go through the video, put your mouse wherever, and try to find different variations and different styles that they create in their video and simply screenshot it so the GPT could understand exactly what style and what image styling that this person utilizes for the videos. So then what you want to do is come on back over to this GPT and upload those screenshots that you just took. And then once you've added them in, just hit enter. And then from here, you could tell it whether you wanted to use the exact same style or a modified version based on your own notes. Don't just copy styles one to one. Do give a bit of changes where necessary so that you could create your own unique version of this style. So I'm simply going to tell it to use this character, and then I uploaded the character reference that I created, and I'm going to say and ensure the background is always plain gray. That's my notes. That's the changes that I once made. And now it's asking you to paste in the first section of your script, and then you're going to paste in the script that you've created, and then you're going to click enter. And then it's going to ask you if you want your scenes to be generated per sentence, per paragraph, or even per number of seconds. Typically, you just want to use per sentence because it keeps your videos engaging. But if you are generating videos that are, for example, 2 hours long, then using the per paragraph option would be great. But from here, I'm just going to say per sentence. Then it's going to go ahead to tell you the part of your script, and it's going to give you your image prompt and your image animation motion. From here, you can read for your prompt and make sure you like it. If you don't like it, you could just tell it any changes that you'd want it to make to the prompt. If you do like it, you could go ahead to tell it to generate the image. And then as you can see, it has now gone ahead to generate us a really great image that perfectly matched our scene, as well as has our character and the gray background instructions. From here, you could simply tell it to move on to the next scene, and then you would read it like I told you before, and then see if there's any changes you'd like to make. If not, you go ahead to say generate the image. And as you can see, yet again, the image is generated, the character is followed, as well as the background rules. And then from here, all you want to do is continue saying generate image and next scene and generate image over and over till you have all the images created for your video. And once you have them all you need to do is download them. So in order to download it, you hover over the image and you click where it says download, and then you just keep doing that for all of your images. So this saves you having to go and to copy the prompts and manually recreate it somewhere else. But if you do have a preferred image editor, you can just go ahead to click the image prompt and utilize this to create your images. So now the next thing you need to do is generate the voiceover for your video. In order to do this, you want to come on over to 11 Labs. I'll leave the link for it in the description below. And once on 11 Labs, you want to find the voice you would like to utilize for your video. If you don't already have a preferred voice, in order to do this, you want to click where it says voices, and then you can go ahead to search through the entire voice library by simply playing the voices and see which one is your favorite. I recommend utilizing the filters. It will help you narrow down a voice that you would prefer to use. And then when you find a voice you'd want to use, all you need to do is click where it says add to your voices. And then now you could begin generating the voice. You could easily click onto where it says use voice. And then it's going to take you to text to speech where you can begin generating your voiceover. So you need to head back to wherever you have your scripts stored, copy it, come back on over to 11 Labs and paste it in. From here, I suggest you edit the way your speech is written so that you could have the voice generated with the output you would like. So now as you can see, I've gone ahead to edit my voiceover, and instead of using 11 Labs V2, I decided to use V3 with a bunch of different settings and editings to make my voiceover sound way more engaging. Once you've done this, all you need to do is click where it says generate speech, and once it's done, it gives you 2 variations. So now let's take a listen to see what they sound like.
You ever look in the mirror and think, my stomach's finally shrinking, my legs look better, but my arms... Why are my arms still holding on like they didn't get the memo?
And keep in mind that if you use V3, it's still experimental. So if you notice you get some hallucinations or not getting the correct output, then you could always just stick to what we know, which is using V2. But from here, once you have the generation that you like, all you need to do is click where it says download, and now your voiceover is done. So now you have everything you need to put your video all together. In order to do this, we're going to be using Canva. You could find a link for it in the description below, or you could also use whatever video editor is your preference. So what you want to do on Canva, you want to click where it says video, and then you will click onto video landscape. It has a YouTube video sizing, and from here where it says uploads, you need to upload all the images you just downloaded as well as the voiceover. And then from here, you simply want to click onto your voiceover that you have so that it could be added into your timeline. And then you can also zoom into your timeline more so you're able to see it better. And now the next thing you need to do is add in your images one by one in accordance to what part of your voiceover they are attached to. Our first part of our script is this, and we need to use this image. So now we can head back on over to Canva, grab this exact image and add it onto our scene. Let's zoom out a bit so we can see the full timeline. And now that it's added in, you can go ahead to remove the background. Now for this one, don't worry too much that the background wasn't perfect, because we are going to go ahead to change the background of this to match the same gray that we have here. So what you want to do is click onto the timeline here and add where it says blank. And now we're going to select the backgrounds. We're going to click color. Under photo colors, you should see the color of your background, and it's now added in perfectly. If you don't see that background color, what you can do is click onto add a new color, click the pick a color, and you could simply select the color just like this. So now from here, we're going to adjust the sizing of this, and let's play the script to see where this line actually occurs. So we know it ends here. So what you can do is now drag the image to the spot where you know it ends. And now to animate this, what you'd want to do is click where it says animate. And then Canva has a lot of preset animations you could actually choose from. The ones I suggest to use are the ones over here. So for example, you could use the rise one, you could use pan, you could even use fade. You could use baseline, drift, tectonic, and there are a bunch more other ones you could utilize, but these I mentioned are the ones you want to utilize when it comes to how the other creators make their style. And once you select the one you wanted, you can go ahead to adjust the intensity of it. So I'm going to keep it to baseline, on enter, and this is the speed I'm going to utilize. So now let's see. In order to add the other image, you'd find what's your next image and what's the next line. Come back on over to Canva and simply bring it into your timeline like this. if you notice that your voiceover isn't going all the way, all you need to do is extend your bass, and then you'll now be able to extend the length of your voiceover. So you follow the same steps. You go ahead and then you play the audio, and then this time, notice that I have this image for a way longer part of the speech. That's because I'm going to add different animations to it to make it more engaging. So I'd go ahead to do the same thing, make it pop up on screen. I'll adjust the size in, click where it says animate. I'm going to add in the baseline animation yet again. Make it a bit slower, only on enter. Now over here, I'm going to where it says elements, and then I'm going to search for a circle. I'm going to click where it says graphics, and then I'm going to choose a circle that I want. I'm going to go ahead to change the color to be yellow, as you can see. And now from here, I can adjust exactly where I want this icon to come into play. And then to add more emphasis, I'm going to add a lined arrow by simply searching for it in elements and then clicking one that I prefer. I'm going to go ahead to change that color again to yellow. And then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to adjust this to come when I want it to come in. And then I'm going to go ahead to add in a text. I'll click text, click heading, and then I'm going to add in the word that I want emphasized, shrinking. Then you could go ahead to choose the font you want to use. I'm just going to use Anton. I'm going to adjust the font size and adjust the location. And then I'm going to go ahead to also change this color to yellow. And then I could also adjust yet again where I want the text to come in. So from here, the arrow, I could give it an animation. I could click where it says animate, and then I could click the wipe animation. So now the arrow looks like it wipes in. Be sure to select on entrance only because you don't want it to leave. Same with the circle. I could give it a blur in. I could give it a succession. I could give it whatever you want. And if you want, you could also edit the text by clicking where it says animate and also adding in a text effect. And then where you need it to end, all you need to do is drag the ending of the clips so that all your editing ends exactly where it needs to. And then you just want to keep doing this. Add in your images, add in different elements, give the elements an animation, and keep doing this till you have your video exactly the way you want it to look. And one thing that people in this niche do oftentimes is they add multiple scenes on the same page. I'm going to show exactly how you could do this so you don't get confused. So notice it says you do curls, you do tricep kickbacks, and then he mentions a third workout. So what I would first do is get the image of the first workout. This is the curls. I would get it, add it into the scene right here. And then I would go ahead, remove background, go to the next section where he mentions the other workout. I would get that image, add it in, but I would add it where my player head is for where exactly I want this part to start. Do the same thing. I would remove the background and adjust it to where I want it to be. I'll go to the last one he mentioned, follow the same step. And now from here, I could go ahead to place them how I would want them to look. And then where you know it ends, which is about here, you would want to ensure that you extend all your clips to end at the exact same mark. Now you could also go ahead and add in your animations for them all. So for this one, perhaps I'll use the pan in on enter for the right. For the second one, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to use pan, but this time I'm going to make it pan from the left. And then for the third one, which is this one, I'm going to make it come in from the bottom, which is the baseline. So now if you look at this, it'll look something like this.
You do curls. You do tricep kickbacks. You even do those little arm circles that burn for about 12 seconds.
And now from here, you see now you have multiple scenes coming on camera at once, way more engaging. And then once you're done with this and added in all your effects, you'll be able to have your full video. Now from here, you can decide to add in background music, to add in sound effects, which will really help your video go from a video like this.
You ever look in the mirror and think, my stomach's finally shrinking, my legs look better, but my arms...
to something like this.
You ever look in the mirror and think, my stomach's finally shrinking, my legs look better, but my arms...
These videos tend to use a more subtle sound if they are using it, very minimal sound effects as to not distract the viewers. Where I recommend you do find your music is on a site like Upbeat. You could find lots of music, for example, search out workout background and find many songs to choose from, or you could scan through hundreds of sound effects. The choice is yours and the option is yours. But once you're done with your video, all you need to do is click where it says share, click where it says download your video, and just like that, your video is complete. So what are you waiting for? Don't just watch this video and let it go to waste. Actually go out there and start this channel. Or if you want more ideas for different channels, you could start with full tutorials. Then you definitely need to check out this other video on my channel.